Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Stud and Dud presented by the Dallas School of Music. Thank you all for listening. I'm Josh Smith. With me each week, the doc, the man, Dr. Bob Lawrence. What's up?
Happy Valentine's, man.
Cannot believe we get to record on a
Happy
kind of
Valentine's.
a
I can't even believe I'm here.
Instead of making love?
Well, exactly. I should be home right now.
Because we're going to get into that. We already talked about it like we always like to tease. Watch our stories on Instagram. This guy says he's making his most memorable love moment tonight. Man, this boy over here, I'm telling you, already talking the goods. But yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Great day to be. Should have brought in some chocolate, set up a little heart right here. Some flowers for you.
Yeah, well.
We should start doing that for the theme. Since I came up with that a little while ago. Theme each one of our shows, so you're not just looking at our Stud and Dud, the logo. Kind of theme it to each show. A name, our logo. Yeah. So each show, when you pull it up on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify,
right,
YouTube. Anyway, so maybe we should start doing that every time I do a little theme. Like today, I could have maybe and then a little baseball beside it for opening day of some college baseball, the softball. I was pumped about that. And the
spring training is underway.
Games next weekend.
I'm getting ready to go to Phoenix.
Oh man, I'm telling you. So. First off, on tap today, being that it is the day of love, we definitely have to talk, like I said, the most memorable love moments of all time, which you're creating one tonight, it seems.
Tonight, yeah.
Wow, and your most memorable love moment, you said you're doing that tonight. So, yours is going to be quick. Tonight. Josh, did it tell you?
Tonight.
Well, you're going to have to tell me all about it next week then.
The best is yet to come, man.
And last week. And I'm telling you, look, people, I'll do this again. I'm going to zoom in and post. See how it cuts off right here? It cut off What's Up, Doc. I wasn't trying to cut you off last week. Here's what's so funny.
It's not
Here's
the
how
first
bad
time
I feel.
It's happened.
Well,
it's not the first time.
I think
that
it is.
should be my What's Up, Doc. Okay, come on, man. What the hell? A little
cutting Doc out of the show.
Disrespect.
But I'm not. Here's how I think about it. I'm not. It was the day. I think I was still in the car. There was at some point in time. I was like, because here's why I remembered.
Do you notice how I didn't even say anything?
I wish you would have.
No, I just, I take a back seat like normal on these shows. I just kind of,
put that voice. Hey,
no, I just go to the back.
What I liked was that the live. Where was that, Doc? That's what I need. We're talking tonight. I need a little jazz in your step, a little pep in your step. Maybe drink 3 cups of coffee before I come in. Not to get your first one when we're drinking on the show. Because you're pepped up by the end of the show.
Yeah, but I'm ready. I'm ready to be tied at the end of the show.
All right, but definitely have to talk about some love moments. What's up, Doc? Back to that, though. Because I just remember you saying something that I would be... he said... Because it hit me when we were leaving. When I was leaving, I was like... Said something I'd be good to tell. And then I, of course, made fun of myself, which I'm good at because I have to make fun of me since like I said, because I know everything. I was like, that's right, because I know everything. So I'll be good. I'll be good at this. So... You can bring up another one. You can bring up that one. You can bring up, hey, Josh, you going to just cut me out of the show?
Yeah, right.
You got 3 What's Up Docs, potentially.
Well, that's right.
Last week's a new one and that.
I could just do a solo show.
You know what? What's up, Doc?
Yeah, just a What's Up, Doc.
No, let's go.
And I'll just go, hey, Josh is not here.
Right, exactly.
I'm just doing a solo show. What's up, Doc?
And usually What's Up, Doc usually tends to lead toward the negative side. So this week's Tweet of the Week, and usually that could be negative.
You're going positive?
We're going positive tweet of the week.
Oh, that's nice.
We're going to go positive
man.
tweet of the week.
That.
Yes.
I like that.
Little recap and preview, including the Oscar winners. We got to go over those, just a couple, and our Mount Rushmore of sports movies to kind of finish out the month of movies.
Hard to pick.
Lots of good ones. I wrote down like 8 potentially. This is one of those other ones. Really, you could have about 2 or 3, or you could argue, a lot potentially for your one.
Right.
I would be like, hey, good, throw it up there. I'm down with that.
Right.
There's some that'd be like, really, Dodgeball? It was a funny movie, but you're gonna throw that one in there? I love it to death, but. Is that really even a sports movie?
Oh, my God.
And in our coveted Stud or Dud segment, something I should have brought up last week that has to deal with the Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs. So it's another great story. But first, Doc, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? I guess you're making your most memorable love moment. Anything, though, honestly, besides school tonight? Anything really planned? Movie, a dinner?
Taking Tam out for dinner this evening.
Where do y'all... Don't.
I can't say where we're going. It's a surprise.
Oh, nice.
I just can't say where we're going.
Nice.
But it will not be our traditional place.
Is Denny's or no?
IHOP.
I was like, no, I always say Denny's, the Arkansas version.
I'm breaking tradition tonight.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Are you going to still go breakfast? Can we at least get that out?
We already went to breakfast.
Okay, I guess you. Okay, let me ask that because I know you've probably already answered it in previous shows. When y'all go at night, did y'all say for IHOP? Did y'all do breakfast or did y'all get dinner-ish food?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
See,
Yeah. No, we actually did breakfast.
So that's what I'm saying. See, I would have too.
Right. Yeah. I just can't imagine ordering a steak at IHOP.
Yeah. I mean, might as well just go to Walmart even, or wherever you want to go and get your steak and go grill it at home.
It'd be better.
And it'd probably be about the same price.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
right.
All right. Funny enough, crazy enough, ironically enough, my parents are coming into town, so we get to spend tonight eating over at Nate's. We're going over to Nate's.
Ooh, I love Nate's.
Got to get over there early.
Get a bowl of seafood gumbo, man.
Bro, it's all right. I'm already
serious. We go over there all the time, man. We go over there for lunch and grab a little bowl of seafood, especially when it's cold.
Oh, like this? It's perfect for tonight.
Oh,
because see, what I was wanting to do was a place. I love it. It's called Lazy Dog. It's right. There's a couple of them.
I know exactly. What you're
a
talking
beautiful place too. That is a beautiful place.
Right.
Well, obviously, you can bring your dogs there. So mom loves Neville, who I lived with for a little while when I moved back from Chillicothe. I lived in with mom and dad for a little bit before the transition to Dallas. And she fell in love with Neville, which is one of our dogs. So that's who I had with me during that time period. That was when we were still only at 4 dogs, by the way, which is crazy enough. That was back in 2013. Anyway, so she loves Neville, loves all our dogs really. But so we're gonna bring Neville and like one of our others, Brody. But we just love that place. So I was like, well, it's a little cooler tonight. Let's do that tomorrow night. It gets up to like 60 tomorrow. It'll be a good 6 o'clock dinner tonight.
Nice. Go to Nate's tonight.
And then do Nate's because that's more of more of a Valentine's.
I didn't even know you knew about Nate's.
Yeah, we brought it up the first time Matt and them were here.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. All
right. Yep. Because I forgot how we even brought that up being out because I used to live over here. But man, me and Avery discovered it because we used to live right over here. That's how we discovered all these places. Which we love this area and wow, you can some good food.
Oh, no doubt.
Love Nate. So we're going there tonight. And I called the other day just to make sure they're not doing reservations because I've worked restaurants. A lot of them don't do reservations because it's hard on a day like today because it's in and out. I mean, there's so many people you don't know when you're going to have open tables. Some of the nice ones do, but a place like Nate's, I didn't figure. I just want to make sure. And no, first come first serve. I'm like, that's what I figured. I was like, but don't wait till like 6:37. You're gonna wait an hour, 2 hours. Like, I figured. Luckily, my parents, even when we go to Florida,
packed,
I love it. My parents, they'll eat dinner at 4:30 if they can, which is hilarious. It's like they're 90 already. Like I'm like 4:30, sure, great. Now tonight it's gonna work great because we're gonna beat the traffic.
4:30, then Wheel of Fortune, and then hit the sack.
Done. throw a basketball or football or whatever, any kind of sporting event on for mom and dad. They're gone. 9 o'clock, they're both snoring in their chairs. They don't even bother to go back to bed until about midnight.
Oh,
literally,
that's hilarious.
I love it. I'd like being in high school. It would be pitch dark in the living room at 9 o'clock. They'd be passed out till 11:30 out there, just like I'm like, go to bed for God's sakes. What you bought it for, right? But it's a great. That's great. I love it. It's gonna be right there when I get older. Just 9 o'clock, I'm out.
It's a rite of
my
passage,
comfortable
man.
chair.
When you get old, you get to do that stuff.
I love it. Speaking of continue the Valentine's Day. Most memorable moments that we've had on Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. Yours is gonna be back. I guess in the heyday when stuff was you had to use your head a little bit more.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Certainly so. Come up some. What do you got, Doc? Give me a couple of your moments that you have
right now.
Yeah. Oh no, back. Yeah. Do you not have any memorable moments from back in the day? You can't come up with any.
They're all memorable, man.
Oh really?
Oh man. Oh my God.
Come on, give me something.
Well, I don't really actually start remembering them until I started celebrating them with Tamlin. So.
Oh, okay. So what's one of y'all? What's a good one with y'all?
Well, I guess, the IHOP thing is
that's pretty memorable. That's Valentine's Day. What? The first one?
That was Valentine's Day, and that was years ago. I screwed up. I didn't have reservations. I thought, we'll just go out and get a table or whatever.
Was this the first Valentine's Day?
Yeah. And everything was packed. And she was so sweet.
Always.
She was so sweet. And we were driving, trying to find a place to eat. Man, we drove by IHOP, and there was not like a car.
A soul there.
There was not like a car in the park. I didn't even think they were open.
Right? Like, well.
But I was saying, wait a minute, man. IHOP says like 364 days a year, 24/7. Yeah. Come on, right?
Yeah.
And we walked in, and like the staff came out from back in the kitchen, kind of like,
really, we got someone?
What? Can we help you?
I can't imagine this two back then.
Yeah, I'm serious. We literally were the only two in the entire restaurant. And we laughed. She was very kind. And we had our IHOP Valentine's dinner. And then we just did it for tradition.
Getting whipped cream or some
gosh.
strawberries on anything, maybe?
Oh, yeah, we lived it up, man. We lived it up. So, but what was great, there wasn't a crowd. We said, it's kind of not too bad.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
There's no crowd here. It's kind of, but tonight, though, man, we're going.
Not going to Nate's.
No, but I'll tell you a funny story, though. The boys, this morning, they find out I'm taking Mom out for dinner tonight, And, there's this place right over here that we go to all the time. And I take the boys over there at night, especially Gardner, to do hitting.
Yeah.
We do hitting late at night. And so Gardner's going, what? You're going out with Mom tonight? Yeah, it's Valentine's Day. We're going out for a nice dinner.
Right. Got to, yeah.
And then he's like, "What? Are we still going to go to the yard when you get back? Or are we going to go to the yard and hit?" Oh my God! Right? I was like, "Can I have a night with your mother, please? Do I have to go play baseball?
Like, go get your girlfriend already. Go take a girl out.
Yeah,
Come
right,
on, man.
Right. So he's like, "What time are you going to be home?" It's like
baseball's life. That's good though.
that's right. That's what when you're going to be home. So
and dealing with that, I mean, I obviously your kids are active in sports. That always literally took it away, and even for me, like I was always, you're busy with sports, so. I mean, eventually, we'd imagine you're about to start running into some Valentine's Day for your kids' memories and stuff.
Oh, no doubt.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah, but that's a few years off.
Yeah,
Gardner.
Oh, yeah, Gardner kind of getting there, and then the other three are really kind of start. You know what I mean? It'll be in the next decade. The 2020s.
The 2020s
are going to be full of some Valentine's Day's memories.
I just took my little girl out though for father-daughter.
Oh, there you go. I see that for school stuff. They have that, or was this for school, or was it for?
I should have sent you some pictures. I didn't even send you some pics for the. Yeah, we had a little father-daughter date night. Dance, school dance.
I saw pictures. I guess that's a thing for this time of the year because I saw a lot on Facebook. Dads were doing that.
Yeah,
I was like, that's cool.
It's awesome, man.
Oh yeah, you got it. I can't even imagine.
That's fantastic.
It's like I would want to do it with my dogs, but I can't imagine actually having one of your. That's essentially you down there.
Correct.
One of your. It's you. So you know what I mean? Like that's what you create. I can't even imagine. So
yeah, that's unbelievable.
Cool. We'll get there. We got to get settled somewhere and buy somewhere. I don't want to. That's me. I'm always Mr. Planner. I don't just want to just. And if it happens, it happens. I even thought about like sometimes I'm like, hey, now like 5 years ago, I was always like, oh man, we're not ready.
You're never ready.
Well,
you're never ready.
We're more so ready now than we would have been 5 years ago. I think as with age, you're always going to be a little bit like anything in life. You're going to be a little bit more ready, more prepared because you're more apt. Like when I first started stock trading, was I prepared to enter? No. When you first picked up a basketball, you're going to be able to know. When you first pick up the piano,
precisely my point exactly.
But yes,
you're never ready.
Never, but. The more time goes on, there's a little bit more preparation involved. So, yeah. So, I'm like, you know what? Now, I'm not like, you know what I mean? Even like a year ago, remember when we would first start talking, now I'm like, hey, if it happens, I'm not, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's more of that change in me where I'm more like, hey, if it happens, it happens. I know we're obviously going to be really good parents. It's just a matter of time, really.
I would say the sooner the better, dude.
Oh, I know. I don't. That's the thing too with her because we've even said that we don't want to get old. Like be 50 and finally have a kid, and that like they're like we're 65 when they're 15.
Yeah. Hey, why'd you bring Grandpa to school? Is it Grandparents' Day?
Yeah.
Parents are older today.
Yeah,
parents are
definitely
older
so,
today.
and we're living longer and look better. Later in our life,
right.
But still, certainly so. It's better regardless.
But my regret, and I tell Tamlin this all the time, and it's actually our regret. We would, if we had to do over again, we would have had children much younger, much earlier, and more of them.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Yep.
It's the greatest thing ever.
It's good stuff. Man.
Ever. There's nothing to compare to it. Nothing.
Not even tonight's most memorable love moment.
No, not even. No.
All right, so here's my moment. I'll just get to it's cute and goofy. And it's funny. It's kind of funny all in one. So you always have gloves in high school. This is back to high school before Avery.
Oh, this was before Avery.
Yeah, this is just funny.
Is she going to listen to this show?
Yeah, she don't care. I've probably told her this moment because it's.
See, I can't even remember anything before Tam. I can't even remember.
My memory is. That's what I'm like. How do you remember this stuff? And I'm like,
that's what love does. Everything becomes foggy.
Not with me. I have to. What happened? Mr. Facts over here. You know me. Anyway, so. I was in 10th grade. She was a senior. It was my first. I mean, and that's what's so funny with me. When that's Dad he'd always sing that song, Puppy Love. He'd sing the Puppy Love song.
Donny Osmond.
Yeah.
So they called it Puppy Love.
There you go. There you go. I had one in 8th grade. Broke up at the end of 8th grade. 9th grade. Broke up in 10th grade. Then Here Comes Brittany. We broke up when I was in 11th grade. And that's when I had more of a... that's when I just started. Hey, and I guess I did take that on, even though I wasn't thinking that. I just started dating and having fun, which was good. I'm glad I definitely did that. Kind of was an ass about it and broke some girls' hearts, but I was like, now they
made
look
some
back.
Girls very happy when you did break their hearts.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Now we look back.
They were
like,
Josh,
woohoo! Yeah, looking back, especially
dump
now.
that baggage.
Yeah, exactly. And so it was good for both. But regardless, I had there for a while where I thought I was in love every time. I love you. Within a few months, you're saying you love. I love you, and I had that in junior high and high school, which is hilarious looking back. Anywho, so the 10th grade, right? Yeah. See, it's good stuff. It's hilarious. So in 10th grade, thought I was in love again. Valentine's Day came around. I made her some food. Mom made her the cheesecake. I made it, and I did pitch in a little bit, but I made her food. That's when I first started, because my dad was cooking all the time. So I wanted to start, and that's where the cooking started already, was coming in. So I cooked her some cool shrimp, some kind of shrimp pasta of some sort. Anywho, so what I'm going to do is when she comes over, she, hey, come over like 7, whatever time it was. Come over at 7, and I'll just simple. I'll have dinner ready. Come over, blah blah blah. Well, I told her the basics. I didn't tell her what I was going to have prepared for her. So she loved when I look, obviously like most girls do, get all dressed up. So I was in her favorite button-up blue, nice blue button-down shirt and some nice black pants and slacks, whatever you want to call them. But the nice shoes. Had my hair done. I look obviously at the time. I'm looking at $1 million, And now what am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to get a bunch of rose petals, and I'm going to lead those not back to the bedroom. I'm going to lead those to my parents.
I would hope not.
Well, no, back to
That's what you were thinking, though, you little.
Well, yeah. No, but here's what's so funny.
How old were you? 8th grade?
10th grade. You
shouldn't even been thinking about that.
Oh, well, most men are.
Oh, my.
And I didn't, so here's where I let it, because I want to be romantic. I did it, and here's what's even funnier. I'm like, because I couldn't even get it to work. I was like, I'll lead it back to my parents' master bedroom. They had those big whirlpool tubs. I'll get bubbles going.
Oh, boy.
I'm not going to be in the water, but I'll get bubbles going and try to spell out I heart you with rose petals leading all the way from the garage all the way back to my parents' master bedroom, and then in the big world, which is in the middle of their master bath, was a whirlpool. And so I'm gonna fill it full of bubbles and try to spell I love you. And boy, I'm starting to sweat it out because I know I'm okay. So here I am. I got it all done. I'm like, okay, to the I love you part. And I think this is, for some reason in my head, boy, I'm like James Bond, and I'm like, this is great. This is going to be a movie one day. You're right. Yeah, I'm just like, this is great. This is going to be so. Point being, then I get to the I love you part. I can't even. It's like floating around. It looks probably by the time she would, because what I'm going to do, and it looked okay by the time I was done with the I and the heart and the U. And then there's the bathroom part. Where
did
it has.
Did this not scare the crap out of her? I mean, I would have thought she would have take off running.
Well, here's what's even.
Are you kidding me?
No, Josh thinks. But I put a note on the front of the door, so I'll have the garage door open. So when she comes over, the garage door is going to be open. So she's going to walk, like always was. Like, that's how it was in the you leave the garage door open, she just walks in the garage. That's how the house was. You didn't come to the front door in the 2000s anymore. You just leave the garage door open to come in the garage door. Anyway, and right on the garage door, and it's a letter, and then on the front, like, okay, it's not going to be big enough. Have like a sign that says, hey, read the letter before you walk in, something along those lines. And then with rose petals all the way back to my parent, for whatever reason, spelling I love you. And I was going to be in, like a lot of master bedrooms still have, the little separate bathroom, where you go, the little pooper in the side room, it has its own little room and a door. I'll go stand in there. So when I hear her walk in, I'll be quiet. I'll play some gentle music. So I was going to walk in and be like, I love you, babe.
You're on the commode while she walks in.
Right, essentially. I'm standing there. I'm standing there. I'm on the commode. But here's what's funny.
All right.
So regardless.
It's like a horror movie.
It is. Well, here's why it almost kind of does. She bypasses the letter. She comes in, and I hear her walking around through the house. Josh! I'm just like this, dog. Paper's thrown up in the air. I'm like, I forfeit. I'm like, really? And I'm like, I'm giving it a little longer. Please just follow the rose petals like I said. I put the sign out there. Finally, she walks. I hear her finally walk into the like, still yelling, Josh.
She screamed.
Well, no, she doesn't freak out, but she's like, what were you doing? I'm like, you didn't read the note, did you? You literally bypassed everything. Didn't even follow the rose petals. She's like, what letter? And I'm like, this was the worst idea.
So, okay.
Right down the toilet.
Okay, wait. All right, a couple things.
What?
Did you run this idea past your parents? They were like, okay,
They're gone. They were out. They were going to be gone. I forgot because my parents, my dad doing the radio stuff. They were gone a lot.
Already. I feel better.
They were gone. Then I told them what I was going to do. I told her I was going to cook dinner and have her come over and have like a cute,
Because I'm thinking as a dad. I would have told, as my son, I would have told you, are you out of your ever-loving mind? That's ridiculous.
That's the worst idea I've ever heard.
That's right.
Just have the rose petals leading you to the living room with maybe you holding some more flowers, if anything.
I would say there's so many things, I don't even know where to begin. So many things wrong with this.
Yeah, so that's how terrible.
And if I were her father, well, there wouldn't be a Stud and Dud show right now because you wouldn't even be alive, dude. I'm going like you're doing rose petals back to a hot tub with my daughter in high school. Are you out of your ever-loving mind? Where's my rifle?
Hey. That's good
Arkansas,
stuff.
they have rifles, right? Yeah.
They got all kinds of
stuff.
yeah,
right.
Regardless, I thought it would be a good idea. And it would have been if I would have led just maybe the rose petals to the living room with I love you, but I was trying to lead it to something. You see that all the time. You see rose petals. You see that in movies. You see, obviously. So that's why I was trying to get the idea of leading rose petals to me, what it should have just been.
Yeah, and you're sharing this story after I just talked about my father-daughter school dance. I'm sitting there
You think that's bad? Can you
like,
imagine what's really going on with a lot of high school kids and more like not high school kids, more like probably middle school kids?
Yeah, I understand, but we're not talking about that right now.
Well, I am. If you're going to try to throw me under the gut, I'm just letting you know I was trying to be romantic. I was all dressed up. It wasn't like I came out of like freaking Johnny Knoxville. What was that Jackass show? Out of the water, all with like a Speedo on, like, "Hey baby, I love you," and shook my thing around. Okay, now that would have been something, and I guess even funnier, huh? Yeah, see, it could have done that. I at least try to come out and surprise, like, "I love you." And I had flowers. Anyway, it was terrible.
That's imagery I didn't need to have.
Exactly. It could have been that bad.
Thanks.
It could have been. I was hiding below the bubbles.
Oh my God!
Like, is she gonna come already? Anyway, so that was my terrible memorable love moment gone wrong.
Okay,
that was terrible. I mean, that's the one that's the one that's
what,
a
good one.
I don't have any other ones because that's what sticks out because it was such a terrible bomb. Thank God we enjoyed the food that I cooked in my mom's cheesecake. Because she was like, "What were you doing?" And then I was like, "It was a complete, utter fail." But what wasn't, and we'll get to mine real quick, was the most memorable love moment of all time. And I planned this out for months, and that's probably why. The more preparation you have, we just spoke about, the better you are at. So back in 2016, it was going to be Avery's 30th birthday that year. And for 2 years before, it was my 30th birthday, and we went to Vegas. Well, she'd kind of we both fell in love with Vegas. Her seems like a little more so than me. She loves Vegas. Well, anyway, we decided to go out. I'm like, well, let's go out there for your 30th birthday. Let's pay you do like we did me. Let's go have 30-30 out there and have some fun. So let's go out to her for the 30th birthday. And then I'm like, what am I going to get her for her 30th birthday? It's a big birthday, you know. Coming up on 10 years here in a couple of years, you know. Anyway, it's her 30th birthday. I want it to be something. I love it. I love her to death. Let's propose to her. Like, dude, it's time. Like, let's propose to her. Now, where though? I'm not going to propose to her in Vegas. Like, that's kind of. I was like, okay, we went to yeah, right.
With an Elvis Presley behind.
Yeah,
him.
yeah. Hey, baby, and he's like, yeah, you say you do, right? Anyway. We did the Hoover Dam the first time we went out there, or the second time. The second time that was the previous time because this was going to be our third trip out there. We'd been 2 times, my 30th birthday, and then we went in 2015. Well, this is 2016. So anyway, for her 30th birthday, which is like I said, which we had back-to-back birthdays, so we're both going to celebrate birthdays. Hers is 11th, mine's the 12th. So anyway, I'm like, I'm going to propose to her, but where? Well, we're trying to get this her best friend and her husband to go with us out there, and so this is August, and we're talking to them because we were visiting Northwest Arkansas, see her family, where to go, what to do. We're like, well, we went to the Hoover Dam last time. Let's do the Grand Canyon this time. And I'm like, right when she said that, in my head, that's how sometimes how I love my head works. It can immediately come up with a good idea. This good idea. I was like, there you go.
Well, it is better than the rose petals back to the hot.
Oh, this is beautiful. I mean, I have a picture. Well, let's get to it. Okay. So I'm like, you just picked out where you're about to get. She had no idea where you're about. I'm going to propose to her at the Grand Canyon. So I'm going to get a tour of the Grand Canyon. And I'm going to propose to her out there. Beautiful bag. Are you kidding me? Can you get a more beautiful backdrop? I mean, not pretty much. I mean, it's about as good as you can get. And it'll be out of nowhere because she doesn't expect anything. She really hasn't been. And what's funny, so...
Yeah, she's been with you 10 years?
Yeah, right.
She certainly doesn't expect anything.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, it's not happening. We're just going to be...
She doesn't expect squat out of you.
All right. So what's funny, leading this up, 2 things real quick. The week before, this is back when she was doing store setup. She had to go to do store setup in Austin, and the girl's like, you think Josh is ever going to propose to you? And I'm like, she comes back. And so when she does that, I have a good chance because I have to anyway. My license is literally expiring. So to drink and do whatever and even fly, I've got to get a valid license. So like we have been doing, I'm just going to go back where it's easier for me and because it takes forever here. I'm going to just go back to get one. Anyway, I had to go back to Cabot. Anyway, I had to go back to Cabot and see mom and dad get something anyway. I'll get my license and then what? Get her rock because I got just a ridiculous hookup at Sissy's Log Cabin. Thank you so much. Love those guys. They're homegrown. I mean, there's like 3 in Arkansas. Love those guys. They're awesome. Got her amazing, beautiful engagement ring. So she had no idea. So when I come back, she tells me the story the day before we fly out. And I'm like, you have no idea what's in that other. Like, I want to show her so bad. I'm like, oh, you're about to get proposed. Because in her heart right now, when she told me that story, she is just dying. She's just like, this is never going to happen. This is not. And I'm like, oh, you just have no idea it's going to happen. So, yeah. So then we go out there. I've already had the trip planned. Or obviously, everything's booked. We get out there, Doc. Here, just the story it is pretty good. We get out there the day of, and Avery's just like, anyway, get out there. I get a phone call. No lie. Get a phone call within about an hour of us literally getting into our beautiful Cosmopolitan that overlooks the Bellagio fountains. Ridiculous pretty room. We have a balcony. Anyway, get a call. Yeah, you're the trip that you took what didn't book up enough, so unfortunately we're gonna have to book or cancel your actual tour. And I'm like, whoa, no, you're not about to cancel my off because then the guy realized then who he was talking to. I'm like, remember I called you and said because I called ahead of time and said where do I propose at? I called him weeks before. Oh, I remember you. He's like, I promise.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, right. What if he did? Oh, I remember you, and then said that.
Sorry, dude.
Oh, I would have just been like, my heart would have just.
I hope it works out for you.
Yeah, just propose to her right there in front of them fountains, man. That'll be cool.
Yeah, right.
Everyone does it.
You can get an Elvis.
Yeah, get Elvis to say, I do. Anyway, so luckily he remembers me and is awesome and thankful enough and puts us on an upgraded tour that's like just a sweet little Mercedes. It's like just 6 people and it's one of those Mercedes Sprint vans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so next one I'm like, Avery is real because I'm in the other room like freaking out because it's luckily a big enough room where I can kind of walk to the other side and I'm just like, and then I kind of stepped out anyway because I'm like she has no idea. So I'm trying to like not freak out and not try to hello because she's going to be like, what's wrong with him? What is he freaking out about?
I bet she had some idea because you're like so pumped about this. Your behavior was probably
I'm sure probably was
your
misleading.
behavior was a little
yes,
weird.
Exactly.
I mean,
probably,
weirder than normal.
So then we're out there that day. So we go, yeah, right, exactly. It's always weird. So maybe that weirdness helped out. Maybe she was like, man, it's just Josh.
It's a little weirder than normal.
Vegas.
This might be Vegas.
Yeah. You just had a treat, so okay. I'm just gonna enjoy myself. It's my birthday tomorrow.
Right.
So we get up. Luckily, still get the tour. We go out there. Now I'm like, how I got to get pictures. I got to get video. And so here's what's funny. The on the second stop, that's that skywalk that they do. Yeah. That's that glass thing that you walk.
Right, yeah. I would never do that in a million years.
So we got tickets for that. It came with the tour.
Gosh.
So I'm like thinking I can't do it because I'm deathly afraid of heights.
Oh, then how did you do that?
Let me tell you how we got. This story is just great. It's like a movie. This is
better than the Rose Petal.
This movie. This story is complete vacation. All the different little me having to get the ring. She didn't think I was going to propose to her. Oh, I'm about to propose to her. Oh, I wasn't about to go on the tour. Oh, I'm going on the tour. Now we're on the tour. Now on the second stop to the skywalk. The line, I get to the line. It's just like this is like a movie. It's vacation. You get to the line and you're like a mile long. You're like, there's no way and I'm not proposing to her there, but I'm like, man, like you know what? Let's just forget it. We'll wait here. Let's see how fast it moves. Maybe it's a fast mover. Staying in line, it's not. But I see all these people coming out the back door, and I'm like, you know me, I'm literally Clark Griswold. I'm like, let me go check this out real quick. And I just like Clark Griswold, I go up there. Everyone's coming out. Whoop, whoop, skirt right in, and I'm like, there's no security, no nothing. I can tell you, you're out. That is the exit. You're now in the gift shop, and I'm like, come on in. And so boom, she comes on in. Now I'm like, well, we're in the gift shop, but you have to now go back in where people are exiting the skywalk. Another Griswold moment. I'm like, come on. I just grab her. We go straight in there where people are luckily just about to go out and they're putting their, because you have to go out on the skywalk. It's like you have to go through one of those, it's like you're going on the Statue of Liberty. You have to go through a whole, or airport, take off your shoes, put on little slippers, go through a little scanner thing. They may wave you down. Before you have to put all your stuff out, put them in lockers.
I could never even,
You have to do that before you even go on the skywalk. So this was luckily
another reason why I'm not going on the
right.
skywalk.
It's a whole. Luckily, that's what I mean. Avery, when we walked out there, like that would have been a whole hour just to probably that whole process. I'm like, yeah, like I can't imagine how long that would have taken. And we're on a tour, so we're on time. So anyway, we luckily Griswold our way literally to the skywalk. We're about to go. I get out there and I'm like, just like Clark probably would have been like, whoa, Nelly, and there's no going back. I mean, I guess I probably could have Griswold way back when, but you got it. So, I mean, here it's like this. Remember, it's like a horseshoe. Yeah. I mean, here's me around the horseshoe, but it was this way. It was. I mean, everyone's laughing. Like, I'm like, get out of the way. I'm not looking down. Finally, Avery, it's a mom and 2 daughters, or maybe it was 3, and they're laughing. Like, wow, that's got to be the world record for fastest time around the skywalk. I was like, I will gladly own that time. And I'm already like, have my shoes on.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Go stand in line. They get in line right behind us to go to the third last stop. They're not a part of our tour at all, by the way. Because like I said, it was just 6. There was just some people that are on another tour. So in my head on the way over, I'm like, okay, here we go. They're sitting right beside us. Avery, we're all laughing about it right now. We're still laughing about me. And I'm like, hopefully, it ended up working perfect. So we get off that to go out to the next stop. And it's probably about 100 yard. When they kind of round you up, that little roundabout they take, it's about 100 yards to that first nice, beautiful edge that everyone pretty much runs to. Right. And it's got this cool little edge but it's elevated, but everyone kind of runs to the edge first. Or at least, luckily, Avery and her daughters did. So it's just me and her kind of slowly walking behind. And I'm like, hey, I'm about to propose, like out of nowhere. It's like, hey, and it's in my pocket. Luckily, it was in I had it because it's had all our stuff, because I didn't want to see it in my pocket. I had my cool little Jordan. You don't see them as much anymore, but they're like cool little bags, the literally small bags you can put over your, like not a backpack, but a little smaller version of a backpack that it's like, it ties real tight. It kind of
man purse
almost, but it's like a backpack. Okay. Anyway, it's a Jordan thing. It's a Jordan Jumpman. Anyway, right. I had it in there, so I'll pull it out real quick while we're walking because I didn't want anyone to see it. I'm like, hey, I'm about to propose to her. I don't care if you take video or photo, and I just gave her my phone. It was already on picture, the picture mode, like camera mode. I was like, I'm about to propose to her. Get whatever you can. Luckily, Avery, it was perfect timing, and I'd never get funny. Obviously, on those rocks, I did end up getting a little cut, getting on one knee. But I got down. I remember thinking, but I got down on one knee. Yeah, I'll never forget it, too. I was like, ow. But I went down to get on. Yeah, right.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Went down to get on one knee, and she was just at that time going, like, pretty much like turning around and go, where the hell's Josh? Because I was taking my time getting to her because I had, set that up. And I'm like just getting down to one knee when she's turning around. The lady just is getting pictures as she's turning around and is literally, and we have a shot, beautiful shot picture motion at the house of her turning around, dropping her purse. I forgot how she does it, but drops her, I think it's this hand, drops her purse and goes, just like that. Put your hand, like, just like you would see in a movie, like, honest reaction, like, oh my God. And then, anyway, proposed to her right through. I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah.
Will you marry me?
And she goes, oh my God, that guy just fell off.
Yeah, right. She
just fell off.
It knocks the ring off. It goes off the Grand Canyon.
Just fell off the horseshoe walkway,
yeah, right.
man.
Yeah, right.
Oh, what happened here, Josh?
What? Ding, 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 ding. But yeah, so that was beautiful. So she got pictures of that, then turns it to video, and you hear her saying, "Oh my God!" Her honest reaction saying, "Oh my gosh," which it's like,
that's great. Man.
It was beautiful. And then what's even made it even better, like probably 10 seconds afterwards, we got up and she put the ring on. Obviously, everyone, congratulations. Yeah. One girl's like, I saw that from like 30 yards away. Beautiful rock girl. And I was like, oh, I did a good job. And everyone's like, you did so good. Because I picked it out. She had no idea, had no say. So I picked it.
Look at you go, man.
Oh, so it was definitely, it's just beautiful. That all came about. All the crazy vacation type moments leading up to it,
And that was Valentine's?
No, that was her, like I said,
just
her
a
birthday.
love moment.
Her all-time love moment. It was her 30th birthday. It was her 30th birthday and when I proposed to her. So October 11th, 2016 is when that happened. Because like I said, the leading up to it, she had no idea going to Little Rock. She thought I was just getting my license. I was actually getting I had to get a new license. I did. But then I was getting her engagement ring was the main thing. Then her coming back and telling me the story. Yeah, Whitney was like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and her trying to give me that hush. Well, I'm not worried. I'm just not worried about it. We'll get married. I'm like, oh, you have no idea what's in that other room. Then it almost getting canceled to us actually going. Then us scurrying up and illegally essentially getting on the skywalk, to then finding the girl to take the pictures, to get in the picture and the video, and her honest, just beautiful reaction. It was just, I can't top that. It was just until we have a kid, and that, what I
was just going to say to you, man, all-time love moment. I'm telling you.
So for you is, which one then? All of them?
All of them.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Every time. And is it when they pop out, moments leading afterward? I mean, because were you there for all four of them? Are you in the emergency room? Or in the room, I should say, with her, not emergency room, but are you in the actual...
Well, the first one I was at spring training. No,
yes,
I was at.
Well, I didn't know if you were like, because I don't. No. That to me, because I am a shot. People draw blood. I'm just maybe I'll be in the moment because that's the thing. When I'm in the moment, I can maybe get past that. But
I remember. No, I was there for the birth of all four of our children, and I do remember the doctor at one time saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." And he goes, I'm speaking to your wife.
That's funny.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, right. Even though in your head you're going, I don't know, I'm fighting this one. I'm fighting it. Because I can't imagine that's a sight to see all in itself.
Well, to see life enter the world, and then when the doctors hand you your son or your daughter,
right, for the first time, yeah.
It's the greatest love on earth. There is no greater love, and you realize a couple things. Our love, Tam, our love that we share together truly does become one, to become one.
Yeah, definitely.
And that child is, it's a miracle. And then also you realize the love of our Heavenly Father for each one of us as well, because somebody who you've never met before, you meet, and in the first second that you meet this individual, you would actually die for that individual.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And so it overwhelms you with just love in so many aspects, in so many dimensions, in so many ways. So I think Tamlin would agree that our greatest love moments really are the birth of our children.
And then a fascinating thing, too, like you have a kid no matter what. Well, unfortunately, there are unfortunate circumstances where the parent does not love their kid. And God, oh my God, forsaken for those beautiful children that should have loving parents like you are.
It's so
or my parents have been. But yeah,
right.
Luckily, for the most part, you have parents like my parents or your parents. They're almost all like that where it's just like instantly. Even when you get divorced, you'll get divorced. Like that path, that one that's maybe you created with that partner is no longer one, and it has become two again, essentially. And you can no longer, but for that kid, you would do. It's just crazy. It's fascinating.
Well, the greatest gift for any child is a loving mother and father from beginning to end.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. And hopefully, hopefully our children will, as they grow older, they'll realize just how blessed they are to have mom
I've
and
realized
dad.
that, yeah.
I was blessed to have a mom and dad that, constantly in my corner for my entire life.
Yep.
And so yeah, there's nothing to it. I hope you get to experience that because it's the greatest love story in the whole world when your child is born and placed into your arms. It's unbelievable.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine that just be crazy.
Well, and it's funny because you can't until that experience.
Yeah.
You think you can.
Yeah, I can't even.
You think you
I
can,
can't imagine.
but until that happens, and then there aren't any words to describe it.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm struggling right now to try to actually find words that are even adequate that come close to describing what that feeling and that emotion is.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
So go-to food. What are you normally going to be eating on Valentine's Day? You think most people, obviously you're going IHOP, but I'm just, for most years, but I'm thinking Italian. You're going probably pasta, pizza, something along those lines. It seems like that's going to be the go-to Valentine's Day food.
No, we're going
I'm saying for most people.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Do you think, right? It just seems like that would be the Italian love. Regardless, every place is going to be packed tonight, or whether it's Mexican or it's Italian, or if it doesn't matter.
Right.
Chili's.
Right.
IHOP's probably going to be packed tonight.
No,
They've made
IHOP will not be packed tonight.
Didn't know.
In fact, it'll be empty because we won't even be there.
There you go. So it'll for sure be empty tonight. Well, I can't wait to hear where you go. Like I said, we're going Nate's tonight, so I mean, like it can be anything for me. I just figured that'd be most people's go-to. It seems like those for sure will be packed, like your macaroni grills, your papados, or lobster. What's Red Lobster? That kind of type stuff is going to be just slammed.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
Yeah.
Gotta have some dessert too, right?
Oh, definitely. Oh,
I
man.
mean, always
we
on,
love
always
a
on
nice
Valentine's
dessert,
Day.
a nice cappuccino, or
especially on Valentine's Day, right?
Gosh.
You gotta.
Oh, we'll have a great dessert.
All right, what's up, Doc? We can't forget it this week.
Oh, thanks, man.
Oh yeah,
Appreciate
Here's
it.
your shining moment.
Yeah, I have nothing. Anyway.
Yeah, right. Right. All right.
No, I'll tell you what my What's Up Doc
What?
segment is this week, and it leads into what you want to talk about anyway. Listen, man, this is one of the reasons why I knew it was going to happen, and this is one of the reasons why I don't like award shows, man. All the political all the political BS talk, right? Brad Pitt, if you're listening, I don't care what you think about politics, religion, or any other
sports,
subject
though,
matter.
maybe food. Come on,
Yeah,
those
he
are
can
good
talk.
topics.
I'll be happy to talk sports with him, or food, or
My
even
dad said the same thing for the longest time.
or even music.
The two things you leave out of every conversation. Politics and religion. Leave those things out.
Well, politics and religion are worth talking about. Absolutely, when the venue is right.
That,
and the time
exactly.
is right.
I'm just saying if it's on the radio or right now, when you have. But yeah, if you want to have a select forum for that, fine.
Listen. I did a private party gig on Saturday night. I didn't, between my songs, stand up with the microphone and say,
How
okay,
you felt
folks,
about certain things.
I am pro-life, and anybody in this room having an abortion, I think you should rot in hell. No, I didn't say anything like crazy, goofy, stupid, anything like that, right?
I understand.
So I mean, it's
the world we live in now where, for whatever reason, they take advantage of having their spotlight when they're on mic.
And the bottom line is, it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's flat out wrong. I don't care about what's his name that's in love with cows. I don't care about.
Oh, yeah, that was so weird. I'm like,
it's really weird, and they wonder why the viewing plummeted. It's the lowest viewed
was it? I didn't even look at
Academy Award
ever
in the history of the world. Lowest.
Brad Pitt's calling you right now. He's pissed. Tell Brad what you feel. Answer it and tell Brad.
Wait, hang on a second.
Or is that Sean Pitt? Is that Sean Pitt?
Hey, this is Darren Laporte on the phone, and we're recording the show right now.
Come on,
hey,
Darren, we need you on.
How are you?
Hey, doing
I'll be calling bitch about United Airlines for canceling our flight to Quebec and ruining our 4-day weekend.
Are you kidding me, man?
Oh my God, I am furious.
So where are you, in Dallas?
Yeah, we came back early this morning.
Ladies,
I'm so pissed right now.
I bet you are. Ladies, hey, you're on Stud and Dud right now. We're recording. Darren Laporte.
Oh, okay.
Darren Laporte's on.
I just morphed into a hyena.
Well,
and I'll tell you, I was frothing at the mouth with the gate agents, and they pulled that garbage. We're all in line waiting to get on our flight to Quebec.
Oh my!
I said,
oh my gosh!
Ship change. you have time to get a Starbucks, and we get a Starbucks, and we see the gate agent darting by, and we get a text that the flight was canceled.
Right.
You know, so
man, that's awful. That's awful, dude. This is our for all the folks listening to Stud and Dud. This is Darren Laporte. Our ticket. He manages all the American Airlines ticket sales for us, for events, for the Stars, for the Mavs.
That's why I'd be calling Cuban right now.
Yeah, that's right. So.
Oh, absolutely. Call me. I'm a very nice guy, very calm. Except when it comes to United Airlines, don't fly that airline.
There you go. A little public service announcement from Darren Laporte.
Absolutely. And I don't use any 4-letter words, so you don't have to bleep me out.
Man, I am really proud of you, brother. That's really good.
Yeah. So, anywho.
All right, man.
Back and have a great show. Your show last week with Nick Leckie was phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
Kent Raffin was phenomenal.
Yes, thank you.
So,
need to get you on.
Yeah, you're coming on. You're coming on soon, man. When you get back from Quebec. Oh, wait a minute. You're not
yeah,
at.
Yeah, right.
Oh, sorry, man.
Exactly. but if I come on your show, I have one request.
What's that?
No talking about Arkansas.
Well, I'll be sure to make sure we have a full segment full of Arkansas.
Or Denver Broncos.
We'll have definitely that as well.
Yeah, no. He hasn't brought it up yet today, which is a miracle. But I'm sure. It's,
no Broncos today.
We're only halfway through the show. So
definitely Razorbacks today, though.
So
now Pittsburgh Steelers, I can handle.
There you go. Well, that's your team, man. That's your town.
It is. Well, you guys have a good show, and Bob, I'll see you next week, and I have plenty of time to work on those damn chords.
All right, man. You work on that guitar. We're gonna have some fun next week, brother.
All right. See you guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Such a great guy, man.
There you go.
Darren Laporte, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, my What's Up Doc is just basically this, man. I wish Holly Weird would stay out of politics. Just leave it alone.
That's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna happen because of the spotlight they kind of, and even like they wanted. That's why I didn't watch.
Well,
ESPN.
they only hurt themselves. Quite honestly, that's why the ratings are way down.
Well, they don't care about that. The person themselves doesn't. They're not going to hurt themselves. Just like they went, and I saw this. And anyway, in the last few years, they went LeBron James and so on. They went other people like that. Like when Kaepernick was doing that. That's why you didn't see a lot of sports stars. Thank gosh. A few of them did, but not the super studs. They're like, why aren't they? Because they don't want to put their foot in their mouth, essentially. And a lot of them did when they do, but that's the point. It's like they want to, and I'm tired of that. And like, no, I don't care what their view is on that. And if you're going to do something, go out and prove it. As in with Kaepernick and the wrongs and the injustices. Well, okay, why don't you go out and do something about it?
Put your money where your mouth is.
Anyway,
right?
regardless,
exactly right.
it just sports star, any of that kind of stuff, anyone really. Unless it's like the forum for it, and then it needs to be somehow a nice, relaxed, adult conversation about it.
Correct.
Yes, then you can talk politics and religion. Like obviously, we're in that year for politics. Fine, go to those those days or those.
What it comes down to, what is perceived as, whether they know it or not, is a lecture.
Yeah,
to American people.
Right.
And just stop.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Well, if anything, like I said, I wish they would. It's like, why aren't you thinking? Like Brett, that was your very first ever Academy Award. You immediately should have just been thinking people, and he finally got to it, but thinking people from the start, from the finish, why you got, that's all. That's
right?
what this is for.
That's what it's for.
You didn't win the Academy Award for talking about politics. That's not what the Academy Awards are for. They're for acting.
Can you imagine Jimmy Stewart getting up and talking about politics? No, John Wayne. Those
you know
guys,
who I would? Richard Pryor. I'd love to hear him talk about politics.
Richard Pryor was funny.
That's what I'm saying. I'd love to hear him.
So anyway, that's my What's Up,
Gotcha.
Doc. Everybody's got a lot of different, beliefs and a lot of different convictions and passions about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And when we go to get entertained, whether it's by an athlete, by a movie star, a musician, the people are there to listen to what you do or watch what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Just leave it at that.
Yep. Let's get to a little higher note. Tweet of the week. It comes to us by a video I found on Max Preps. It luckily scrolling across, was trying to find something good the other day, and they had retweeted it because I think it came out of Tampa Bay. But regardless, it was James Logan High School. Here ended up being the story. Here's the video. So you see the video. Guy, you can tell probably one team's trying to dribble out. He's on one sideline. It's a video. You can tell it's from back behind this goal. So this goal facing that way, the guy just had passed half court, probably like 5-10 feet behind the 3-point line, just sitting there dribbling. kind of makes his face or whatever, but then just tosses the ball over, and he just was kind of standing there, and you had no idea why, because it was all out of whack. You could tell the clock was about to run out, obviously, because everyone's just kind of standing around. Throws the ball over to this kind of bigger, not bigger, but you can just tell he's probably not the most athletic guy. You get my point. You can just tell from the way of the video he's big. I mean, hey, maybe because Shaq, you never know. Maybe he is athletic, but you get my point. You're like, that guy, because the way he dribbles down the court. But point being, you knew something was up. He wanted the guy to score. So then that's literally what was going on. The guy dribbling the ball, hands it off, just kind of throws it over to this one guy that's standing at midcourt, like, hey, go at it. Then the guy takes off dribbling down court and makes his layup, which a lot of those times, sometimes they don't make it, but luckily makes his layup, kind of bounces around and goes in, and they all celebrate together, and you hear the, and I'm like, that's so cool. So here's the story. James Logan High School, that was the team that was in black. I think they were wearing black jerseys. They were up 30 points with 10 seconds remaining. American High School, I think they were like reddish, orangish jerseys, whatever. They were down, obviously, 30 points with 10 seconds to go. His name is Uriel Rodriguez, number 14, from American High School, who does not get much playing time, and somehow I guess they didn't know. I guess they knew somehow of sorts. Obviously, if you play those teams quite often, you maybe see him on the bench all the time. Regardless, I guess this is what you can tell us there was some kind of interaction that may have happened, because the guy kind of looks over the guy dribbling the ball, and the guy that's just kind of standing there kind of like, and I guess that's what he does. I guess he asked if he could shoot the basket. He's like, hey, man, can I have the ball? And literally, Brahan Thompson, number 0 from James Logan High School, literally, you can just see him. He just tosses in the ball like, hey, go ahead and we're up 30. I don't care. Sure, see if you can go make you a layup. Sure enough, dribbles right down the court, and that's who, because you see some guy like in the other jersey, in the black jersey, celebrate with him, and ends up being number 0. Luckily, goes down, because you hear as soon as he makes it, he wouldn't have had another chance, makes the layup, and the clock expires. And I mean, even though they lost, everyone, both teams celebrating together.
That's great.
It was the coolest thing. Like, almost getting goosebumps watching it again, or thinking about it again, but literally got goosebumps watching it. But yeah, the guy was like, yeah, the guy that literally just tossed him the ball was like hugging him. I'm like, that's
awesome.
Like, why can't that's how it always should be? Like,
exactly.
That's so crazy. But I'd love to see that when you do see it. So
it's fantastic.
Beautiful little story. Like, hey, there's a good tweet of the week right there.
There
good
it is,
story,
man. That's
uplifting story.
Fantastic.
Recap and preview NBA. Let's get to it. Luka. The Mavs are having some trouble. Injuries lately. Finally back from injury. Goes for 33 points in the last game before their All-Star break. Standing's pretty much about the same, but yeah, they had a good night. I didn't know if you watched. I think it was like Wednesday night.
And they win.
Beautiful win. Won by like 20 or so. Standing's pretty much about where they were when we talked about them last week. Almost everyone's in the same spot. But literally last night, a great last game before All-Star Weekend. Did you catch it?
The Lakers and the
Clippers, yes. The Clippers and the Celtics, 2 of our finals teams going at it. 37-7, almost have the same record.
I watched the Lakers and the Nuggets.
Nuggets, yeah.
That was a good game.
That was a good game. But the last night,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, last night, double overtime. It went to double overtime. 37-7. It was crazy. They almost had the same record. The Clippers are 37-17. The Celtics are 37-16. First overtime. Boston's up 3. Clippers have the ball. Forgot who it was. Shoots a 3, gets fouled, makes a 3, going to the free throw line. They go back and look at it. Ends up being a foul on the court. Take away the basket and the foul. So it ended up being almost maybe a 4-point play, taking the tie. No, they end up still somehow tying it and going into a second overtime where they lost by like 4 or 5. Of course, that was a big controversy. But yeah, Celtics pull it out 141 to 130. Oh, they ended up 133. So they kind of pulled away there in the second overtime. Great. That was the very last game heading into All-Star Weekend, which is this weekend.
Yeah. Wait, is it
Not tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight. It's All-Star Weekend. It's always usually on Valentine's Day, or they always try to put it on around Valentine's Day or the weekend after. Real quick, though, game before.
I wonder if Tam wants to watch that game with me. Yeah.
That's Sunday, though.
Oh, Sunday.
Sunday's the All-Star game.
Okay.
Remember, come on, I'll show you how it works. You're like, oh, yeah, that's how it works. Zion, though, his last game before the break, they did lose, put up 32 last night. So he's big. I mean, I saw that coming. He's a lot like LeBron. He's a bigger guy. He's going to be able to dominate people that are smaller than him.
He's a beast, man.
Hard to put a bigger guy on him. There's hardly people like what I was just talking about. There's not many people that are that big. Remember the guys I was talking about in the video that are big, that are athletic. When you see a big guy, you're like, he's probably not. But when you see like LeBron, you see Zion, you see Shaq back and then he dribbled down the court, you're going,
I'm getting out of the way.
Yeah. Not messing with that. Not messing with that freight train. But yeah, All-Star Weekend. Remember, tonight's like the challenges. Tonight's like the world. It used to be like I think they still have the celebrity challenge. Let's go through it real quick. So tonight's going to be like the celebrity challenge, where it's like, and they do have this like the world versus. It used to be, I forgot how they used to do it, but now it's called the world versus. Also, first All-Star Celebrity Game. Team your boy Stephen A. versus Team Wilbon. So then they got like new.
Wait a minute, Stephen A. is going to play.
I don't know. I think he's just a team captain. I think he's just a captain and coach.
Yeah, I I'd like for it.
Yeah, right.
What about put your money where your mouth is?
Yeah, right.
Let's see what he really can, what he really knows.
But another reason kind of to watch tonight, if you want to, this is what they do have, and I kind of like this lately. It's the Rising Stars Challenge, and it used to always do that, but it'd be, here's what it used to be for the longest time: rookies versus sophomores. They'd always have the best rookies versus the last year's rookies that were real good. Well, now it's the United States versus the world. So who's on the world? I just talked about him. Our boy Luka. He leads.
What about Porzingis?
He's not actually on the team. Wow. Actually, yeah. RJ Barrett, for whatever reason, I guess he's from Canada. You figured Porzingis would be on here. But they got a few studs on there, but it's led by Luka. United States can be led by probably, who we just talked about him, Zion. So Zion's on the team. They usually try to keep it younger players too still. They don't ever do it's not like Kobe or, you know what I mean? They're going to put LeBron and you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So Zion, Trae Young, Jay Morant. I mean, the U.S. team's pretty stacked. They should probably handily take this one. But we'll see. I mean, Luka could put up a triple-double. World team usually plays good together because they just somehow know how to mesh as a team. That's tonight. Tomorrow, remember, always a skills challenge. Hello, Doc. You don't remember the obviously skills challenge, but then you got slam dunk contest, 3-point shootout. That's always on Saturday. Yeah. You remember that? It's not like it is anymore. I mean, that's the thing, too. That's what I was saying. They're not like it used to be. Remember Jordan versus Dominique Wilkins? Pretty much two of the top studs in the league, first off. Probably at their time, probably both were in the top 10, 15-ish, easily. It was like, I know Jordan hadn't become Jordan quite yet.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to tell you, man. You know why all of this is it's interesting because, I don't know, man. The game itself is such a fake game.
Yeah.
That the whole NBA All-Star weekend kind of gets kind of lumped underneath that umbrella because it's kind of like a fake game. It's a horrible game.
It is a horrible game.
It's it's not even.
I'll never forget the games in the 90s where they play. It was like 166 to 156 or 160. It would be like every game was really good. It was, yes, they'd score a lot of points, but they wanted to win. Like when it was Jordan versus, they wanted to win. They didn't want the other team to anyway.
It's not
now
that,
in the 2000s. It's literally they walk down the court and they let them throw it off the backboard and do alley oops to one another.
Yeah, so I guess unlike
and people now, a lot of the kids love it. Like, they're so cool. No, it's not cool. That's not basketball. That's like almost like watching a regular game now. Where I was watching something the other day, and I can't watch The Jump. It's on ESPN, and this guy's older, and the guy's like, that's why the winning score is, we'll never forget this game, Lakers, Derek Fisher, UALR. We just talked about him when Nick was on the show. Anyway, D-Fish, when they played with Kobe Bryant, and they ended up winning, I think, the championship that year. I think it was in 2004. They're playing the San Antonio Spurs, and I was like, there's no, I love D-Fish and all, but there was like 4/10 of a whatever second left. Somehow he caught the ball and shot it, and he made it. One of the greatest, because they were doing last-second shots or whatever. The winning score, regardless, the winning score was 7. They had 76 points. 7, and they were laughing about, like, oh my God, look at the winning score set back when you could have them. I'm like, yeah, back when then I think it was Paul Pierce, whoever. I think it's Paul Pierce that's on the show. Anyway, not Paul Pierce. I think it is. Anyway, like, yeah, back when they played D, and the other guy's like, anyway, no, the better point being, the other guy said no, the better game now. I'm like, there's point. The point he was making was, yes, they did used to play defense. Yes, you could score 80, 90 points a game and win. You shouldn't have to put 120 on the board and win. Like, that's not better basketball at all.
Correct.
If you think that's better basketball, that's terrible. And that's why the guy was saying in Paul Pierce, he's like, no, it's because there's no defense now. And the guy was like, yeah, there's better defense. Or I think he said that. I'm like, there is not better defense now. Go watch the Jordan rules. And I'm sorry, I'll bring up for sure Jordan. We can bring that up with. Hello, the Jordan rules. You have to, back with the Pistons when they would clobber knock him, when Bill Laimbeer would literally say, oh, hey, I could play for the Chicago Bears, essentially, or the Detroit Lions. I'm clotheslining Michael Jordan, and they would just call fouls. That's it, fouls. Not flagrants, just a foul, by the way.
It's just a foul, yeah. Well, that's
better defense.
That's why I don't get too fired up about the NBA thing. It's a fake basketball.
It is
game.
Anymore.
It is. It's a fake game, man. Unlike the baseball All-Star game, they actually play a baseball game.
They still want to win.
They still play a baseball game.
That's why I love the ones, and then when they have them, I don't show them. I don't watch it this wise, but anyway, the NBA when they show the old NBA All-Star games, and yeah, they wanted, like, especially in the 70s and 80s, they wanted to win. It was close games. It wasn't 170 to 130 or whatever. Who knows what? I mean, I'm sure they're still somewhat close, but it's just all it is about. Let's just who can do the coolest dunks and shoot it up, and there's hardly any D at all. And
well, it'd be the equivalent would be in the baseball All-Star game. There's a ball hitting the gap, and the outfielders walk to the ball.
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, I'll get there.
Yeah.
It's like,
or they just threw fastballs not fastballs. They just threw pitches down the middle.
Yeah,
it was just like a warm up, like when they did home run derby. They just were just like
exactly.
Not trying to throw sliders or curveball and try to determine what pitch. Yeah, just, hey, 80 down the middle, 85.
And let's see how.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see how many runs. Let's see if we make it 27 to 27.
You're right.
Let's see if we can go in extra innings or something.
That's what the NBA All-Star game is.
Exactly. And when it's gotten a little bit better, a little bit more quality-wise, but it's the Pro Bowl for the NFL.
Yeah.
Same type thing.
Same type deal.
Real quick, the NBA, because they're now here how to switch it up. They're doing all-star draft. So they're doing Team LeBron versus Team Giannis. So LeBron, of course, first pick. Who's he go? His teammate, Anthony Davis. What's funny, Kawhi, and then he goes Kawhi Leonard, Luka at 3. So I kind of like that pick. So Luka's in 2 games this weekend. That's kind of cool. James Harden, Devin Booker, and then finally his first Eastern Conference pick, which is, I was wondering, that's what I was wanting to see. And both of them, I think, come at number 6 when they finally go to the other conference. He goes with Ben Simmons for the 76ers. And, of course, he's got he's got a Celtics. He's got Jason Tatum.
James Harden. He picked James Harden.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, it's LeBron.
Is anybody going to have the ball other than James Harden?
Yeah, well, when he's on the court. Giannis went with.
Right.
Yep.
James Harden instead of Westbrook?
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
He went with a bunch of team players, too. Well, I should say not 2, but he went with a bunch of team players. Kemba Walker, Trae Young, those are his top picks. His first Western Conference pick. It's number 7 actually. Number 7 with Rudy Gobert from the Jazz. But yeah, his biggest highlight, Joel Embiid, the guy from the Raptors, the Pascal Siakam, or however you say it, and then Kemba Walker, Trae Young. So Giannis went more team based, which is kind of crazy to think. What's his face? LeBron got all the stars. So we'll see how this plays out. I mean, what's crazy, look how far Russell Westbrook fallen. Mr. Triple-Double to now he was a 10th pick for LeBron James.
Well, the worst thing for what Russell Westbrook is playing with Harden. He's got to get he's got to get out.
Oh, and I didn't even think about it. Guess who's not even, what happened? And I'm like, he's so overrated to me. And that's why I'm like, how can he be in the top players of all time? Who's the dude I can't even remember his name now. Curry. Where's Steph Curry at? I don't see Steph Curry on the board.
No.
See, what happened? He's product of the system somewhat. He jacks up a lot of threes, which I guess he got good at that. But all those times
is he hurt?
He may be hurt, maybe.
I
don't know. I just think he's a little overrated. Dude can shoot the ball, but where's he at playing defense? What else is he doing?
He doesn't do. Yeah, exactly.
He can shoot the ball, but what else is he doing? All right, let's move on from the NBA to, since it is All-Star Weekend, I had to give them a little love. NCAA real quick. Surefire number 1 seed, maybe number 1 seed that I had, maybe taking it all in the Final Four. I didn't have them in the Final Four. Preseason, and their preseason, which is crazy. That's why I made news. They were preseason number 1 across the board. Michigan State drops out of the top 25. First time a team that was number 1 preseason to drop out of the top 25 since the 2013-14. Kentucky team did it twice, which is crazy that year. I guess they made it again and fell back out.
Wow.
Seton Hall, first time in the top 10 for the first time since 2001 season. So that's crazy. Seton Hall's in the top 10. Kind of shows you the parity. That's what I'm leading to. This year's tourney, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be, you're going to have to definitely get some upsets because there's going to be some teams.
There's going to be some big upsets round 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Spring training starts for MLB. First games next weekend, Doc. How excited are you about that?
Finally.
Right?
Finally. Yes, it's going to be great. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to a good year.
Well, I thought I just.
When are we doing our picks, man?
What picks?
World Series.
Well, we're going to do that next month. You already got your pick in or something?
Yeah, I do.
Who you got?
Houston Astros.
Houston Astros, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to have to give it a little more thought, but I think that Houston Astros will win the World Series.
You're going to come back, get a little vengeance. Oh, you think we can't win without cheating?
Yeah, I do.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
I'll give it some more thought, but my pre-spring training
we still doing the show? I forgot we're supposed to be doing the show this year on the road. Come on.
Yeah, pre-spring
We going to go? You still inviting me? Come on, Doc. Let's go.
I'm going. Anyway, the pre-spring training pick for me right now is Houston Astros. But we got all spring training before we make our pick before the season
starts.
I'll go
Yankees right now.
Yankees are going to be good.
College baseball season starts today. Like I said in a little preview that we do on Instagram Live. Watched me some women's college softball yesterday, which was phenomenal. Number 1, Washington got shut out and beat up by number 8, 9, whatever they are, Alabama. It was nice. It was just crazy to see. I mean, they were beating them down. Yeah, right. But today, number 7 Hogs faced Eastern Illinois. Number 6 Texas Tech.
Did you just say Illinois?
Illinois, yeah. Did I say Illinois? Did I really give that?
Should I get out of my chair and slap you?
It's Illinois. I know it's Illinois, but I do that. I hear that every once in a while. I'm just going to run through stuff. I may have said that. Illinois.
All right.
Anyway, Texas Tech, I didn't realize Texas Tech's number 6, so I had to give some Texas some love here, people that are listening. There's not many Texas schools that are playing today. They play Houston Baptist. The one top 25 matchup this weekend, number 1 Louisville versus number 25 Ole Miss. So a little something different. Notre Dame, had to throw them in there for you. They play at this weekend. They have their series starts. It's crazy. They start on the road at UAB.
Wow.
Alabama, Birmingham. So they'll be down south getting a little late. At least be nice and warm for them.
That's they have to play down south the whole spring, man, because
right? Yeah.
you can't.
I know they probably start on the road like the first 20 games
or like road games.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But yes, I got to watch that today. I got to watch it, see if I can find that on the SEC Network. That's what I love about. That's the one thing I love about SEC Network. You
it's nice.
You get to watch your Hogs on there. Pull that up on the TV, which that's literally smart TVs now. You get the app.
That's awesome.
Really sweet. NCAA National Signing Day. I have to bring that up for football. National Signing Day was Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. Whatever day it was. Lots of what on the phone. I guess I dropped it off. I thought I had it on here. Oh no, that's not that either. Anyway, I had it on here. The usual suspects were really pretty much all up top. Nothing really to talk about. Alabama, your Clemson's. I mean, it was pretty much your same as usual. Top of the line. Notre Dame was in the top, I think 25 or 30 as usual. The story, which I have to bring up. I don't know if you watched the video I sent. Arkansas, I had no idea, which was cool. I was watching my workout, always right there, 3:30, flipping between channels, and I luckily was put it on SEC Network for whatever reason, and saw that Sam Pittman, new head football coach, Arkansas Razorbacks, going to be on at 3 or 2:30. Like, oh, watch that while I'm working out. So didn't realize that when he took over, they were 100th in the recruiting. Jumped in from on ESPN and jumped all the way to, I should say, 29th.
Wow,
ridiculous. Wow. And the story you're going to love, which you brought up that you and Gardner did up at old Notre Dame. Handwritten notes. He said that's one of his key secrets. 37 coaches that they have 30 people on staff every morning. That's how they start. After their meeting, they all write 5 handwritten letters.
Wow.
5 every day.
Old school, man.
And send them out. He's like, I sent you the video. Anyone will read a handwritten letter before they'll read a typed one.
Absolutely.
Blah, 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 blah,
There's
blah.
No question about
I sent you that. I immediately get in chills like, man, Doc's going to love this. When I had to pause it and eventually rewind it and then record it. I'm like, man, that was the coolest thing. I'm like, that's
awesome.
So I was like, there you go. Like, a little bit like Arkansas now.
I'm going to show Gardner that.
Yeah, a little bit. That's why I definitely, so that you can see from a head coach.
Yeah.
And a lot of buzz there. I mean, because he was over with, I guess he's been under, who was under Kirby Smart. He's been under him.
Yeah, right.
He's been under a smart coach. So over at Georgia. So we'll see exactly how he can transfer that over
let's hope so, right?
Yeah, over at Arkansas. And I love that. I'm like, hey, I like this guy already now. I didn't know much about him. I wanted to see that interview. So it's cool to see. He bought, which is crazy, Mike Anderson's old house. So he took over an old house of a Razor. I'm like, hey, man, we'll see how this works out. I thought that was kind of they threw that tidbit in there. Man, Sam Pittman was like, man, what is that? What are you doing? He called me out here, and he's like, oh, I thought that was kind of interesting. I had to talk about it, and he's like, man, everyone keeps asking me about that. I was like, yeah, I didn't realize it at first, but yeah, I guess it's Mike Anderson's old crib, blah 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 blah. And then they did this. I guess he's kind of fun to hang out with. Then they did this Vegas rating, coaches you'd want to go to Vegas with. And he, kind of this guy was rating them all, and he had Sam Pittman number 5, and he was like, "Oh, you need to." I guess his nickname's the Pit Boss or Boss or something like. I'm like, you taking that out to Vegas? Put him in a suit. Ain't no one messing with him because he's like he was a former lineman, so he's like 6'4",
right.
2. He's big. But I had to bring that up. I was like, man, Doc's gonna love that. Big, great American race though this weekend. The Daytona 500, first big one of the year. Our big one comes up. We have 2, which is awesome at Texas Motor Speedway. Our first one is on March 29th, so maybe we may have to try to get out there for that one, Doc.
That would be fun.
You didn't go the last time, so maybe on that one we can.
March 29th.
March 29th. It's Sunday, March 29th.
All right.
Trump's going to come this weekend, I guess.
I have no idea.
I know. I'm watching sports. Obviously, like I said, for the show, he's showing up for it doesn't surprise me. But I'm like, presidents these days. You know what I mean? I'm like.
What's he showing up for the race?
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know. We'll see. Usual suspects to win it: Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, all at 10-1 odds, and Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr. at 12-1. So kind of like the normal guys you always see. Now on to the winners at the Oscars. Like you said, kind of names that both of them. Love the guy's acting ability, but I hate when they get onto their Brad Pitt, Joaquin Phoenix, both winning their first Grammy, or I should say first Oscar Academy Award. What's crazy, Best Picture, Parasite, first Best Picture to win, first film to win Best Picture that didn't have it had subtitles. It didn't have an American, it wasn't, English was its native, whatever, however they worded that. But I'm like, that was kind of cool. Then he also won Best Director. So, so I thought that was pretty good for them. So it was definitely Renee Zellweger, one for portraying Judy Garland, which I really like. I really like Renee Zellweger. She didn't hear her going to. She's a Texas girl, UT too. She went to UT, so I love Renee Zellweger. Laura Dern, been acting for forever. I think won her very first as well. So a lot of people you see win, for the first time ever, and then Parasite kind of getting that love, trying to say, hey, we have diversity too, because that's kind of been the odd thing lately is especially even with the Grammys where always picking the same white person or whatever, the same people over and over again or whatever, the same you know what I mean, sticking with what I'm trying to say. The end, what I'm saying, instead of picking like Joker or 1917, they went with You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I mean? What should have maybe traditionally won. They kind of said, hey, this film's amazing. Let's give something else.
That would be another one of my What's Up docs, right?
What?
Give it to who wins.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what their skin color is.
I know.
Give it to who
And I hate how they bring
wins.
them like, it's all about how good they are. It doesn't matter about.
Right. Stop with the, just stop.
Yeah. Some names I did forget to bring up last week, though. Jack, I sent you pictures because movies are on. What's crazy, we brought this last up. What was on literally the day after? Friday, we did the show. Brought up Shawshank Redemption. Saturday, what was on? Shawshank Redemption, so I had to put it on. I could not believe it, so I put that on. Awesome. Sent you the picture, the video of him through the tunnel and out. Could not be kidding me. So I sent you that.
Salvation, baby.
But definitely ones I forgot to bring up. Guys I really like a lot. Jack Nicklaus.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Is that the right?
You kidding me?
Yeah, that's a classic.
The Shining, all those movies he did there in the 70s.
Yeah, but
he owned
One Flew Over the
Cuckoo's Nest was... Because a little story, because I was watching something. He lost the year before for best actor. I forgot what it was the year before he lost.
Chinatown?
I think it made it Chinatown. And he was like, someone said, man, I'm so sorry, Jack, when he lost that, literally lost. And why he was losing Chinatown. Oh, man, Jack, somebody was like, man, I'm a shoe-in for Flew Over the Cuckoo's next year. Literally, already called it, and sure enough, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm like, sure enough. Because it was some show I was watching. CNN did this thing called Movies, or The Movies, or something like that, because of that being on. And I watched the 70s specifically, and that they did up his little run that he had, and that run specifically. And I was like, that's funny. He knew he was a shoe-in, sure enough. And then won it. And then, of course, won it. But love that and him. Russell Crowe he had his run of movies in the 2000s. I mean, Had a Beautiful Mind. What was the other one? Gladiator. He could a lot of acting ability. Right. Leonardo DiCaprio. That dude's been acting from the 90s up until now. All the different movies that he's been nominated for Best Picture. Even a lot of them ridiculous. Right. Forrest Gump. Ridiculously good movie. How I overlooked that one last week. I love Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I love Forrest Gump too.
The Departed, that's one with Leo DiCaprio. I forgot Al Pacino. That one's done by Scorsese. Love that movie. The Green Mile. That is another.
Oh, that's a great movie too.
Oh, Saving Private Ryan. Jaws.
Another great movie. Those are all great shows.
Oh, and here, what's crazy when I was going through all those, like, because I was like, man, I know there were some ones I was forgetting. It was Best Picture. They rated them. People were rated them. The two highest rated ones. Both were like 9.2 or 9.3. All the rest were like high 8s, if anything. The only ones I saw in the 9s. Shawshank, First Godfather. There you go. Ridiculous company right there. Got to get to it now. Our Mount Rushmore of sports movies. Tons. I mean, some of your twos might be in here, 1 or 2 years. So many. And point being, any of these right here, you can make an argument for, and I'd be like, you know what? I'm down with that. The Longest Yard. White Man Can't Jump. I love that movie. Major League. I put Happy Gilmore in there just because I like it a lot because it's funny. With Bad News Bears, Field of Dreams, League of Their Own, Hoosiers, Miracle, Bull Durham, Any Given Sunday. Who you got up there, Doc? What's your top 4?
Top 4, number 4, just because... Just because the kids, the boys, and I like to watch it. It's funny. We watched it several times. Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
Right. It's just
that's the one from the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Kid breaks his arm.
Yeah. It's a silly
throws that massive fastball. I watched that in theaters like 100 times when I was in the Learning Center.
The dude from Home Alone. Yeah. Right.
Classic.
We watch it. We just laugh. It's a great movie.
A lot of good ones. Field of or whatever. What's the Angels movie? The Field of... That one. And there's a lot of them in the 90s that were good.
So that was number 4. Number 3, Rocky.
Got to? Yep. Classic.
Rocky 1.
That won Best Picture. I mean...
Yeah, not Rocky 420, but Rocky 1.
Yes, the first.
The first one. Number 2 would be Gene Hackman and Hoosiers.
Ooh, it's like I said, that's what I know.
There's just something special about that
classic.
movie, man. Just everything from the cinematography.
It's up there for most people's list. You got to be in your top 5 or 10.
It's just... Yeah, it's classic, man.
Yep.
Gene Hackman's awesome in that.
Yep.
Talk
about another good actor, Gene Hackman.
Alcoholic father. That's
good. A lot of good stories. That's the thing too. You don't want a good storyline. You want all those little small stories in between that you take out of it.
When he walks into the gym and he takes that tape measure, and he says, "Measure that hoop."
Right. Good stuff.
It gives you chills, right?
Yeah.
The teaching lessons, in that show.
Yeah.
Love it. But my number 1 all-time sports movie, for a lot of the same reasons as Hoosiers, so it's kind of running neck to neck, the best sports movie of all time, Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams, yeah, it's a classic. I had it up there. It's one of my. It's in my top 10.
Man, how can you not? At the end, when Kevin Costner says, "Dad, I'd like to play some catch."
Yeah.
And for me as a dad, playing catch with the boys all the time.
Yeah.
man, we watched that, and you talk about crying.
Yeah.
Man, I tear up.
That one will get you, huh?
Right.
All of these will probably get me.
And my boys get teared up because they know, because they're always asking me,
right.
Dad, you want to play some catch?
Yeah.
Want to play some catch, Dad?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Field of Dreams, number 1, baby.
Right. I wanted almost, like, I didn't, it's so hard for me to not, I guess I could if I wanted to and do a double-headed monster. It's so hard for me not to want to throw 5 up there, but Rocky is right there on the cusp. It's so hard for me to not want to put, so it's right there, but then for sure my top 4, if it's not 4, so we could do a double-headed football one at 3, maybe Rocky at 4.
Okay.
So my double-headed at 3, I can't believe this one is not in at yours, especially what team it has to deal with, but Rudy. How you don't have Rudy in yours. It kind of blows my mind.
I should have put Rudy in there, but I went with the sentimental pick of Rookie of the Year.
I know, I'm like,
because of my boys.
Rookie of the Year over Rudy is wow.
And it's baseball.
I got baseball in here too, but come on.
But,
Rudy, Notre Dame.
Yeah,
okay, all
right. I'm kicking Rudy. I'm kicking out.
Get out of
Rookie of the Year's 5. I'm putting Rudy in at 4.
It's calling me. You got to have that 5th one.
No. I'm going to put Rudy in at 3. Rocky goes to 4.
All right.
Rocky goes to 4, then Rudy, then Hoosiers, then Field of
All
Dreams.
right. I'm like, come on, Rudy. Are you kidding me?
But Rookie of the Year's
it's
like 5.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, I changed my mind.
All right. Right there with it though, classic, super class, especially for my generation. Remember the Titans.
That's a great.
Love that one. So that's my 2 football ones.
See, that's a good one too, man.
Because I love Denzel. Like, that's my man. So I was like, it's hard. You're like,
yeah, that's a good one. It's hard.
So we'll do that one. We'll do that as my 3-ish. We'll get the Rudy, Remember the Titans. That's what we can do for yours. You can do a little tie. Throw in Rookie of the Year. So you got Rocky at 4. You had at number 3. You had Rudy. Number 2. You have Field of Dreams.
No. Number 2, Hoosiers.
Hoosiers, and then 1 Field of Dreams. Look at that. Then you got all 4 different sports in there. Look at you. That's pretty classic. So I think that's
better. Yeah, I gotta drop.
That's
Rookie
good.
Of the Year.
All right, so we'll go Rocky at 4 for me. Rudy, Remember the Titans at 3. They'll share that one together, and then we'll go. I got to, and because as much as I love golf too, and it's just a classic. Caddyshack at number 2. I love Caddyshack. Bill Murray, Chevy Chase. Oh my God, Rodney Dangerfield. The other old guy in that movie, the guy that owns the course. Yeah. Classic. Yeah. Like super. I love that movie. All the how funny it is. Yeah. I needed something funny in there because there's a lot. Sports movies usually they're serious. They're usually, like you said, the storylines or they get you their teaching moments. Yeah. That one, you're especially the first time you see it. You 9 times out of 10 or 9 out of 10 people they're laughing their ass off.
Right.
A lot throughout it. Then number 1. Can't believe it's not up there for yours as well, especially with the kids. At least your kids. I guess they like Rookie of the Year more. But for me as a kid, it's Sandlot.
Sandlot's up there too, man.
Sandlot.
They watch it all the time.
The Sandlot.
They watch Sandlot all the time.
Classic.
Yeah, Sandlot.
Small as you kill. I mean, God, I love that movie. So many one-liners. That's when you have so many one-liners that out of when like all the movies.
You're killing me,
Smalls. Yeah, God, I love that movie. So Rocky, Rudy, Remember the Titans, Caddyshack, and Sandlot.
Yeah, this was the hardest Mount Rushmore of all time.
I'm telling you, man. I told you it was going to be
harder than any of them.
You can argue a lot of movies up there. A lot of movies. I mean, there's a good solid.
There's another one you probably don't even have in your list. I don't even know if you've seen it. It's called Chasing the Giants or Fighting the Giants.
Oh no! The Little Giants. Little Giants.
No, not that one. Isn't
okay? But Little Giants was the other one. I remember that was a good one with Al Bundy and a little dorky guy facing off all year. That was a classic as a kid for me. There's a lot of good sports movies. There really are
phenomenal sports movies.
So many. I mean. That's why I'd love to have 2 more heads and see what you know what I mean, because that's what I'm saying. You sometimes forget them because I'm sure you kind of forgot maybe Rudy there for a second or Remember the Titans.
Yeah, there's another one. I can't remember the name. It's a boxer. It's
Oh yeah, well even like we said in the last show, Brian's Song could be there for a lot of people.
Brian's Song's another great one, man.
Yeah, see, I'm torching you over there. All right, we're stop the torturing. Great Mount Rushmore of sports movies though. Fantastic. That was classic. Stud or dud moment, gotta go to, and we could have brought it up last week. Kansas City Chiefs defensive tackle Derek Nandi partnered with Missouri Animal Rescue early in the season. Something I would have loved to have done. He said, "Hey, for every Chiefs win we get this year, I'm gonna pay for a dog adoption fee, which in the end runs at about $150. A lot of at this one runs $150 for the shots, this, that, and the other, and get them out the door. It's about $150. So they won 15 games, including the postseason. So I was like, hey, I figure he's gonna do 15, right? Well, after one of the Super Bowl, he said, not so fast, my friend. He went ahead and done the whole shelter. It was 109 dogs of an average adoption fee of $150. So
good for him.
Exactly what I would have done. Exactly. Oh my gosh. So And then to top it off, I guess she's around that area, or maybe just saw that he was doing that and added on top of it. Celebrity chef Rachel Ray chipped in too. She offered a free supply of pet food for a whole year for every dog that was adopted, paying through her food line.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Is that not so? Every dog, I would have been like, hey, free, you know what I mean? But yeah, especially people like us that love, or even thinking about it.
Yeah.
You have essentially a free dog. It needs a home. Give it a free home. Now you've got food for a year.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money you're saving.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Had to bring that up. Great story. Until next week, what to watch for? Of course, if you're not going to have, little making love sessions tonight, that's what you can be watching as your significant other or a love movie. But you could be watching the NBA All-Star Fun all weekend long, Daytona 500 on Sunday. And, of course, all these movies that are out, like Birds of Prey. Went and saw that earlier this week. Sonic the Hedgehog is coming out. I used to love playing that game. Sonic the Hedgehog, old school game, was Sega. Do you even remember? There's like a little blue guy running around. Yeah. Award-winning shows that you could go see, or actually, still see in theaters. 1917, one we've talked about.
I'd like to see that.
That storyline I've just heard that's a great movie. Or one that you can watch at home, The Irishman. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Joker's out too. I want to maybe see The Irishman. I will see. I don't know. It's kind of maybe a little too old-timey for me, but I like Scorsese. He does a lot of good movies. Being Black History Month next week. Got to. Let's go over the most influential black icons of all time. We can do a Mount Rushmore if we wanted to, but let's just kind of talk about some that inspired us, ones we have to bring up. Sports, obviously outside of sports, you can go all kinds of different routes with this, but we have to do a little Black History Month. The main reason to bring this up, one icon that just passed, Kobe Bryant. 2, my dad found a list that they just did, and I couldn't believe it because we were talking about it. They left one Tiger Woods off. It was a sports one that was done. So, got Michael up top probably, and Ali. I forgot. He sent me the list. Ali's up top. The names, there's other ones, but the classic names are in the top 5. It was like a top 30 or 25, or I think it was 25. Hey, whatever it was. Tiger not on the list. Yeah. I thought that was kind of, we both were kind of, like, those run-ins with how downfalls can really hurt your appearance, I guess. I'm like, well, really? I'm like, that dude did something for the game of golf that hardly anyone's done for any sport. Yeah. Anyway. Don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud to hear all the episodes. Of course, you can view it and subscribe on YouTube. Still going live. It's blinking red over there, isn't it? Yeah. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Stud and Dud. Doc, another show in the books.
Another show. Hey, but before you sign off, man.
Spring training next week.
R.I.P. to Lyle Mays. You probably don't even know who Lyle Mays is. One of the great jazz piano players of our time.
Sounds familiar.
66 with Pat Metheny, the Lyle Mays, Pat Metheny group. Go check it out, man.
Nice. Lionel Mays.
Go open your horizons a little bit.
Hey,
man.
I'm watching more baseball now for you.
All the jazz lovers out there know who Lyle Mays is.
Sure, I would hope so.
66. Sad loss for the Jazz.
Died at 66, huh?
Huge loss. A North Texas grad, went to University of North Texas jazz program. It's a loss. So, anyway. So, yes, what were you saying now?
That's it.
I didn't mean to end on a bummer, man.
Yeah, well, you got to. Hey.
Bring us back up, man. Bring us back
All
up.
right, so on next week's episode, it was love this week, a little death at the end, but...
Little death never hurts anybody.
Oh, hey, with life comes death, death comes life. It's unfortunate, but hey, it's giving them love, that's the main thing. But yeah, next week, do a little Black History Month love, do a little recap and review. Look to get some more guests on. Let's get.
We got some folks in the works right now.
Exactly.
We got some big time folks coming in.
Big time. Hey, one thing I do love though. It's crazy. We're almost up to a full year of doing this. It's crazy to think. Yeah. When I do, we go episode whatever. We're at episode 42 now. This is it, almost in the books. Wow. We're almost at 50, so we're 10 away from 50 or whatever from 50. That's crazy.
That's pretty amazing, man.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
People are listening too, and thank you for listening.
It. Yeah, love our listeners, man.
Till next time, I'm Josh Smith.
Bob Lawrence.
Peace.